It's a disgrace. All right, Alan Lothman might have been a crook, but at least he got some results.
Effective immediately. It's what you wanted, isn't it?
Well, you have a contract and I've not released you from it just yet. Yes, David, I am looking for a new manager to take over, but John Barnes has pulled out. I need you to carry on. For a few days, maybe even the Charlton game.
Look, we have a manager. His name is David Spears. Now, any change to that will be for Linda Block and the board to sort out.
The bookies on the high street are giving 3-1 Ray Wyatt to return, 7-1 Alan Kirbishley.
You can even get 100-1 on Carl Fletcher, though.
Don't put yourself through this, David. Turn it off. Okay. Hello, Linda Block's office. No, I'm afraid she's not... Jeff, is that you? I'm sorry, my so-called PA hasn't turned up yet and the phone's ringing everywhere. Can I call you back? Thank you. Hello, Zoe. Any sign of Claudia yet? No. Do me a favour, can you ring the Grange? I think she's in room 207 or something. Listen, if she is still there, can you tell her she needn't bother... No. Actually, I think I'll tell her myself. Where the hell do you think you've been? It's nearly 10 o'clock.
Thinking about making a claim for sexual harassment?
I beg your pardon.
I discover that two players have been making bets with each other to see who could sleep with me first, on the strength of which one of them forced his way into my hotel room the other day.
What?
Stevie Shaw. He bribed room service to let him bring me my breakfast in bed. And do you know how much was at stake? £1 measly. That's the most insulting part of all.
Do you want to know what I find insulting, Claudia? The fact that because your father owns this club, you think you can come swanning in here whatever time you feel like it. The fact that you're supposed to be learning how this office runs, and you don't even pay attention to the simplest of tasks.
Maybe that's because you give me such mind-numbingly boring things to do. How many ways are there to fax a letter and make a cup of coffee?
Well, there's a right way and a wrong way, and you usually choose the latter. Right. If you think you can manage it, I would like a coffee, please. Hot, black, strong. And by the way, when I first got here, I had the same bet placed about me.
For £1?
No. They bet their sports cars. Claudia, when you finish gossiping, could you come in here, please? I need dictation. Come in. Hi.
You asked to see me?
Yes, I did. Sit down. Tea, coffee?
I have a game less than 24 hours away, so...
Right. Well, I'll get straight to the point then, shall I? I've had a proposal concerning you. Oh, you and Monday, actually. Or rather, Monday and you. What do you reckon?
Well, I prefer not to discuss it this side of the Charlton game. Now, if you don't mind.
Have I done something to offend you, David?
No. No. I'm just, Actually, yes, you have. I find what's been going on over the past 24 hours discourteous and cowardly and bad for the team and for Monday. And coming from someone with your reputation for fairness, I'm surprised.
Haven't you got some work to be getting on with, Claudia? How have I been unfair?
I lost one game, Linda. All right, now, it was a pretty vital game, I accept that. But there were reasons. The place was in chaos. But on the basis of that one game, you have tried me and sentenced me to the chop.
You're a coach, not a manager.
And since when has Monday been a manager? Look, you've got a pretty thin squad, Linda. And you're fighting on two fronts, the Premiership and the UEFA Cup. Now, how does it make sense to take your single best player and instead of letting him do the job he's good at, shoving him into one that he's got no experience of at all?
Oh, so you're saying I should have considered you for the job? David, you tried to hand in your notice yesterday.
Yeah, and you refused to accept it, Linda. So if I'm good enough for the Charlton game, then why aren't I good enough full stop?
Isn't that Yasmin Shawcross? I wonder who she's with.
No idea.
I'm surprised she's here. Still, from what Stevie says, she'll go to anything as long as it's free. She'll be getting drunk and flush her boobs later. She usually does.
I'm sure I recognise that girl. Oh, I know. Isn't that the air hostess that was stalking Stevie a couple of months back? What's she doing here? Sad cow.
I don't know.
Change things round.
Come on! And again! Come on!
Not the feet! Not the feet! Not the feet!
What the hell's going on here?
She shouldn't be here.
We're engaged to me. Okay, stop! Claudia, would you like to explain this? Right. Well, would you show these two ladies where they can get cleaned up and then order them cabs?
Mrs. Black, I'm very...
You are fined 2 weeks' wages and the cost of dry cleaning bills, and you're banned from ever having guests again. Do I make myself clear? And if that means I'm missing any important action, you're going to wish you'd never been born.
Raw sore now for Harchester United. It's Monday on a Saturday for Harchester, and the fans celebrate a well-deserved goal for Mundy Bandili.
Sorry it was such a poor game.
Oh, the company more than made up for it. I'd like to do it again sometime, if you'll have me. Evening, Carl.
What's this about? I thought we were meeting tomorrow.
Not here. Is there somewhere more private we can go?
Yes. You can use the boardroom. Oh, hello. I've seen you for a while. I think he's still downstairs. See you later.
I wanted you to hear it before it became public knowledge. The prosecution team have revealed the name of their key witness. Her application for witness protection has been turned down.
Her?
Victoria Baptiste. This is her statement. Read it. Basically, it places you in Datani's office with the murder weapon and the body. I'd say you've got some explaining to do.
Well, she must have done it. It's obvious, ain't it? She must have. She killed Datani and now she's lying, telling the police she saw me in there. What, so I go down? I'm going to find her.
No, you absolutely cannot do that.
You put me in a room with her and you'll see who the guilty one is.
Just listen for a minute.
If you did that, you'd be charged with perverting the course of justice. She applied for the witness protection scheme, remember? You'll make yourself look guilty.
It's a joke. She's an alcoholic. She had an affair with Datani and me. What sort of witness is that?
Which is exactly the point that we will be making at the trial.
You can't go anywhere near Victoria. Promise me you won't try and find her. Promise me.
No, something to do with Carl Fletcher. His lawyer definitely has the hots for old Bossy Boots Block. I gotta go, Sophie. I'll call you.
Get me a coffee and bring in my mail, would you? And if you've scratched that desk with your heels, I'll be taking the French polishing out of your wages. Oh, and book a bike. I need to go over to Mill Lane for David Spears to sign some documents.
I could take them if you like, seeing as we're quiet. I promised Nicky I'd get the players' meal request for the Shelburne trip. I could kill two birds with one stone.
Straight there and straight back. I don't want you hanging around distracting the players.
They should be so lucky.
Sorry about that, Andy. Yes, 2 o'clock Saturday. Okay, all the best. I told you to go straight to Mill Lane and straight back again. Where have you been?
I had an accident. I had to sort myself out.
If I find out you've been skiving to muck around with any of those players...
I haven't. And even if I had, it would be none of your business. I'm a grown woman. My private life is my affair.
Not when you conduct it on company time, it's not. Answer the phones, Claudia. And when you finish out, get me some aspirin.
I need to see Mrs. Block.
Come in, David. Do you think you can manage to make 2 coffees, please, Claudia?
How do you like it, David?
Nothing for me, thanks. I mean, I appreciate you had a job for her to do. I just prefer it if in future it wasn't on the training ground. I mean, if I'm going to give this job my best shot, I need to do it my way. And that doesn't include having women parade up and down the touchline.
Of course.
I mean, as I'm sure you know, footballers are easily distracted. And I think she quite enjoys the attention.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. Thanks, David.
What for?
Making up my mind for me. I'm going to sack her. Oh, don't worry. She is probably the most useless PA I've ever had.
Why'd you hire her then?
Oh, I didn't.
I'm sorry?
Claudia was given the job by Samuel Irvine, the chairman. She's his daughter. He put her on trial period, and her trial period is most definitely up.
Listen, Linda, I mean, I really wouldn't want to be responsible for somebody getting sacked. I mean, it was just that stuff on the training ground. I mean, I really don't think
David, don't worry. It's not really to do with you. To be honest, I've been looking for an excuse to get rid of her.
Bye, David.
Claudia, can you come in here, please? If any other of my employees had made as many mistakes as you had, I would have sacked them weeks ago.
Rubbish! If I was the best PA in the world, you'd still want rid of me.
But you're not, are you? You don't even come close.
Well, what do you expect? If you'd given me something to do that requires slightly more intelligence than a trained monkey, then maybe you might find that I can be quite...
Responsibility is something you have to earn, Claudia, not that you'd understand that. It seems to me the only aptitude you've ever showed is for flaunting yourself in front of the players when they're trying to train. You don't get here on time. You can't organise a diary. You can't even make decent coffee. So, that's it, I'm afraid.
You won't get away with this. I'm going to call my father.
Be my guest.
Thanks, everybody. Good morning. You have 3 appointments this morning, 10:30, 11 o'clock and 11:45. There's a cafetiere of hot coffee on your desk. It's Brazilian.
Which part of the words, "you're fired," don't you understand? You're no longer on the payroll.
That's fine, don't pay me.
Claudia, read my lips. I don't want you here. The agencies are already finding me a new PA, as we speak.
But they're not here now, are they? Linda Block's office, how may I help you? Here are the CVs the agency sent for your new PA. I'll leave them on your desk. I've arranged for them to come in at half-hourly intervals tomorrow. The first one's at 11.
Thank you.
Linda, I was wondering, I know I've been such a pain, but could I buy you dinner tonight?
Oh, thank you, but I really have got a stack of work to do.
Please, if I'm going to go, I really want to clear the air first. 7:30 at the Grange?
Okay. 7:30 it is then. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm sorry. I've been a total nightmare since I arrived here. I suppose I was really annoyed at my dad for making me be someone's secretary, and I've kind of taken it out on you.
Not the job you expected, eh?
Not exactly. It's quite difficult being a female, Irving. You know, I've got 2 older brothers, and they always did everything first. They got the Far East and the States. I got Harchester. Makes you feel that it doesn't take you seriously.
See what you mean. What about your mum?
She was never around much. But listen, thanks for agreeing to the 6 weeks at least. I have actually enjoyed it. And I've learned a lot from you, even if it doesn't seem that way sometimes.
I'm glad you don't think it's been a complete waste of time. Excuse me, can we order now? David. Dawn, you're looking well. Thank you. Just got away for a bit. Works wonders. You know Claudia, my PA?
Yeah, hello again. We met earlier.
I've had a chance to dry off since then. Does that mean I'm back in?
Yeah, but one more step out of line and you're finished. You know each other, of course, don't you, David?
Yeah, hi, Claudia.
Hello, David.
Well, I'll leave you to it. I don't want to interrupt your meal.
Why don't we put the tables together?
Good idea. Can we? So, Dawn, have you been anywhere nice?
Oh, just to London. Now we're settled here, I thought I'd get my career going again.
You're an actress, aren't you?
That's right, yeah. I've got to do something to keep me out from under his feet. Haven't I, darling?
Sorry, I was miles away.
Claudia, coffee?
No, I'm fine, thanks. If you'll excuse me.
David?
I'll have a double espresso, please. I'll just go and pay the bill.
Oh, no, really, David, it's my treat.
Oh, no, I insist.
And I'm telling you, if David Spears has decided to drop you, that's his decision. Look, Listen, Jamie, if you've got a problem with it, I suggest you go and speak to him.
I'm the best damn goalkeeper you've got. One phone call to my agent, I'm out of here by the weekend.
Is there a problem here?
No. I think we're just about finished, Jamie, don't you?
Is this how business is conducted here? The CEO screaming like a banshee at the players. Oh, and did you know that there's no one at reception downstairs? Anyone could be wandering around there.
There's no one at reception downstairs because they're all in Ireland. I was just finishing up a few things.
Linda, can I,
Don't ever give me the opportunity to come here and find reception unmanned again. Do I make myself clear? Now get out! Right, we've got 2 hours before the plane leaves for Ireland. I'd like an income projection for the next 6 months. Oh, and I'd also like an explanation as to why there were 2,000 empty seats at the Shelbourne home leg game. This is a disgrace! 2,000 empty seats at last week's game? You're joking, haven't you?
It was too far for Shelbourne supporters to come.
Not good enough. Now, you projected a sellout and it didn't happen. Pretty complacent, if you ask me. But then it's not your 20 million going down the dunny if we go out of this competition, is it?
You can't get rattled about things you don't control. You've got to learn about football.
Are you telling me I don't know about business now? And just who the hell are you? Oh, well, you're hardly International Businesswoman of the Year, are you? Just where the hell do you think you're going?
Home.
Oi! Our plane leaves in 1 hour.
If you think I'm going to Dublin with you after that little outburst, you can think again. I have never been spoken to like that, Sam Irvin, and I don't advise you to start. Now, I am sick and I'm going home to bed.
Hello, this is Linda Block. Please leave a message after the tone and I'll get back to you. Thanks.
Linda, it's Sam Irving. Are you there? Look, about today. I'm sorry I flew off the handle. I was just a bit wound up. Anyway, I hope you're feeling better. I'll call later. Bye.
Bug off.
Linda, it's Sam. Look, I hope you're feeling better. I really think you should reconsider your going to Dublin if you... Linda, you didn't return my call, so I figured you were still angry at me. I know you're home. I just wanted to say I was an idiot. I'm sorry. Linda, I'm... Can I come in?
Just stay there a moment, would you? I am ill, and I am sick of being hounded. You're a psycho, Sam Irvin, and I can't quite remember why I ever agreed to work for you. And if you don't leave here within the next 10 seconds, the roses get it.
Come on.
I mean it.
Okay, I'm going. Mrs. Bobbitt.
It must be all or nothing for him tonight. I think having been dumped out of the Champions League by Real Mallorca, I think if they lose in Dublin tonight, it's going to be very, very...
Hello?
Linda, can we talk?
No, Sam.
Linda.
No, Sam.
Linda, please don't hang up the phone.
Sorry, Sam, I've got to go. Somebody's at the door.
Navy-man results, that means victories. And I think if you don't deliver that, then you're not staying. It's as simple as that.
Good to see you've done away with the scissors.
Why aren't you in Ireland?
I didn't think it would be right. Well, I didn't want to spend the whole game worrying about you being at death's door, did I?
And what's all this made of?
Emergency rations. Well, I figured if you couldn't come to Ireland, then Ireland could come to you. I've got smoked salmon, lobster, a bottle of Irish whiskey. I think there's a leprechaun in there somewhere. And a large slice of humble pie.
Shelbourne have been the champions of Ireland 9 times.
Trace.
Been in there a long time. Hurry up, Sam, they're about to kick off.
Oops. I was supposed to put him on for 2 minutes, and I put him on for 22.
Rabbit drippings. Oh, good.
Look in disarray. Byrne has
Come
given
on,
Shelburne
cheer
a
up.
dream start to this football
It's not
match.
your 20 million, is it?
The Harchester defender who removes his shirt and removes himself from the game.
Oh, no. Don't tell me my timing's out again.
Don't ask.
Attack for Harchester in this second half, and they look a good deal more lively.
You're more worried than I am.
When you're winning, time doesn't go quickly enough. When you're losing, it goes just like that.
And here come Harchester again. Andy Grant. He has Stevie Shaw to his right here. And
That's more like it. Come on, Harchester.
But time.
Oh, bless you, beauty. You might have to gag me. I won't be able to take this.
In the final minute of
Harchester United, of course, have their third choice, Alex Lawler, in goal. He could make a name for himself here. Let's
can't
go back
bear this.
and rejoin Gary Bloom.
Well, I think some more champagne will help, don't you?
Shelburne to go first. Lawler is ready. Shelburne lead 1-0. Stevie Shaw. It's 1-1. Alan Matthews next for Shelburne. 2-1. Danny Husbands, 2-2. Next up, it's Pat Fenlon for Shelburne. Scott Mean, 3-3. Richie Baker. Hilaire now, 4-4. What pressure?
Shoot me now.
If the next two spot kicks are successful, we're into sudden death. Andy Byrne places the ball. Lawler is ready. Here's Byrne. Oh, he skied it! Would you believe it? Harchester are one spot kick away from victory. And something of a surprise here, because Danny Rawson will take Harchester's fifth penalty rather than...
Come on, Danny. Nearly there.
Oh, he's going to bottle it. Look at where he's walking, no chance.
Want a bet? Jamie, no. How much have you got there?
I don't know. Maybe 10 grand.
OK. Double or quits. I'm saying Rawthorne scores, Harchester go through.
All right, you're on.
But it's Danny.
Could be Andrei Shevchenko. He'd still have a 50-50 chance. Now shut up and watch.
It's Danny Rawson for Harchester United. Yes! That's true! What a dramatic ending! And Rawson provides that knockout punch. Harchester win on penalties by 5 spot kicks to 4. And Harchester United, who were expected to breeze past Shelburne, had such a difficult night in Dublin.